Hello everybody, welcome to this reading. Today I'm going to be doing the Love Connection Energy reading, and this is my most popular paid reading that I do. So if you have been feeling interested in getting a personal reading because you really want to know specifically what's going on with you and your love interest or partner, then you can find that information below in the description box. But yeah, we have 3 reading options here, which you can see before you. This would be reading 1, reading 2, and reading 3. And we're going to be asking a set of specific questions for the Love Connection reading. We're going to be asking, first of all, what are this person's feelings for you right now? Then we're going to ask, what do they want with you? So what do they want to happen with you? What do they want to achieve with you, in other words? We're also going to be asking about their intentions towards you. We'll ask what actions are they likely to take towards you, if any. And then finally, we'll ask what is the likely outcome moving forward? So are you all going to come together in a beautiful way? Or what is it? So those are the questions we're going to ask. So again, on the left, we have the green heart. That'll be reading number 1. I'm going to be using the Modern Witch Tarot for that. Reading number 2 is the Red Heart, and I'll be using the Rider-Waite-Smith deck for that one. And 3 is the Pink Heart, and we'll be using the Animal Totem Tarot for that one. I also just want to let you know that I have a newsletter that comes out 4 times per year. The next one is going to be coming out at the end of June. And I would encourage you to sign up for that newsletter. The link is below in the description box as well. All you have to do is click that link, put in your email address, hit the subscribe button or the join button or whatever it happens to say. And those newsletters are going to have significant discounts on personal readings. Also, there will be a free printable Oracle deck that you can print off on cardstock, or if you want to just use regular paper, whatever works for you, then that will be available to you. And there's also always some sort of wisdom included in those newsletters. So with all of that said, I'm so glad to have you with me here today. Let's get into it and see what's going on with your person. Just use those timestamps below and I'll see you at your reading. All right, welcome to my green heart people. So for everyone who chose this reading, I'm going to ask your spirit guides, your angels, your highest self, as well as my spirit guides, angels, and highest self, and those of the person you're asking about, to be present with us here in the reading today. Help me to understand the information that is coming through. Help me to be the best possible channel that I can be for the messages that are coming through, so that they can be understood and expressed in a way that the viewer will, that will give the viewer the greatest amount of clarity regarding their situation, and help the viewer as well to understand the message that's coming through and to be able to receive it in a way that will align them with their highest good. All right, so how is your person feeling about you? I feel like they feel kind of blocked regarding this situation. Yeah, they feel like the pathway to any sort of union with you is blocked. They are looking for something significant. I feel like they're trying to figure out where the opportunities are to move forward because they want to move forward. They're hoping eventually they have this happy, to me this is like a growing old together type of a card, the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like that's what they're hoping for. We also have the Hierophant, which is a card about having a very serious commitment, sometimes marriage. In fact, these can both be marriage-oriented cards. They want to come together with you. They just feel like there are some obstacles that are in the way. And they might be thinking that those obstacles are a bigger deal than what they really are. They might be making mountains out of molehills. They want to talk to you. They want to express themselves to you. I feel like maybe they're waiting for the right timing. There may have been an issue between the two of you where somebody walked away from this connection. I feel like it might have been more like you walked away. You know, maybe they weren't offering you what you wanted emotionally and you just kind of walked away, or you just emotionally moved on from it yourself. What does this mean about they're waiting for the right timing? I mean, they don't think that it's the right time. They don't feel like enough time has passed between when you walked away. So maybe you walked away in such a manner that makes them feel like you need more time to kind of cool off, or that you may not be open to them yet. They see you as someone who hasn't really made your mind up about them, just in general, and so they feel like you need more time to make up your mind about them. And it's like they want you to come to this decision or make up your mind about them before they're willing to communicate, which doesn't make sense to me personally, because how are you going to figure things out if they're not communicating with you? Yeah, I feel like this is someone who thinks that they're being so logical with the King of Swords, but this is the King of Swords in reverse. So like they're thinking that they just are so certain that they're being so extremely logical about this, is actually like, that's actually really what's getting in the way. They think that there are these other obstacles that are getting in the way. Primarily, the obstacle is just their lack of true clarity about this. You know, I feel like your energy is very loving and you actually would be very open. You know, yes, you do have some reservations, I think, and you would want to talk about it to clear up those reservations. But you wouldn't block them out if they reached out to you. But I feel like they kind of think that. What else do we need to understand about this person's feelings for the viewer? Let's see. There's something that they're not seeing here. I mean, they recognize that they haven't been able to give you some sort of happy life that they're hoping to give you. They realize that they haven't gotten to that place yet with you. But I feel like what they're not quite aware of is how much of a burden you've had put on you because of all this. You know, like they may also not realize how hard it was for you to walk away. Like, in their perspective, you just walked away so easily, like you're just like, I'm done, nope. But they don't realize what a difficult decision that was for you to move on. I kind of feel like, in a way, this person feels that if they wait long enough, maybe you'll just reach out to them. And I don't think they realize how imbalanced that would be based on the situation. You might have considered reaching out to them because I feel like you do truly care. So you may have definitely considered reaching out to them again. But I feel like you also are being very, very cautious here. And in the meantime, you're just like, you know, I need to focus on, maybe you're focusing on your wealth or just your overall abundance, just feeling good about yourself. You do really love and care about this person, but you're also, I feel like you maybe have given so much and been so caring and understanding of them in the past and got yourself hurt in the process. And so I feel like for you, you're just like, you know, why would you Why would you really expect me to go out of my way again to be the one that makes this work? Because I feel like from your perspective, you tried to make it work before. I think you might be looking at other possibilities right now. Yeah, I think you're in the energy of like exploring other love options. I think you might be very cautious about that as well. Like you're not trying to jump into anything with anybody, but you would be open to this person. I just feel like they don't feel reassured that you would be open to them. And right now they just feel like they need to wait for some sort of right timing, but they're also just kind of hoping that you'll be the one to reach out, because if you are the one who reaches out, then they'll know for sure that you're ready to reconnect with them. Okay, so what does this person want with you? I mean, I do feel like we already got a sort of a sense of that they want to try to ignite something with long-term potential. Yeah, they want to ignite something with long-term potential. They also want to make themselves very clear to you in some way. They feel like I feel like maybe they think you'd be hard to convince. So they feel like so if this right timing ever comes about that they're waiting for, they do feel like they're going to have to convince you that this could be successful, that it could be successful long term. And we have a lot of Pentacles cards coming here, so there might be issues of money or career that affect this as well. They might have to convince you that you still would be able to pursue your own career goals, that you wouldn't have to give them up. I think they think that maybe you're afraid that you would have to give up some really important career goal of yours in order to have something serious with them. Yeah, and they would want to kind of persuade you that that's not necessary, that you can still pursue your career goals. They know that that's very important to you. They feel like you're really going places in your career as well. They see that. So I think that's probably part of why they feel like that's really important. There might be also something here about having to travel or relocate. They just feel like there are lots of areas where they would have to convince you that, yes, it could work out, we could make this happen. Because they really sense that you're just totally okay with being single. So they feel like they really have to show up and prove to you that they can provide you with like a sort of a level of security and comfort, that you're safe. You're safe pursuing something more serious with them. They also might feel like you're worried about other people. Maybe worried about third parties, either another third party that you might be interested in or a third party on their end, that you have some concerns about that. Yeah, because I feel like they are aware, well, maybe they are aware that you are looking at other options right now, and that would make you anxious, that you might feel anxious that you would be making the wrong choice, and that you're kind of scared to choose one specific option. This is how they see it, at least. They think that you're going to be scared to choose just one specific option among the options that you have. They also feel like this person may have been divorced or something, and maybe their ex is still in their life in some sort of way, like maybe they have kids together or something. And so they are also wondering if you might be concerned about that you just wouldn't, that would be too complicated for you, that you would still have to interact with their ex or something. So they're just, I feel like right now their intentions are to figure out a way to convince you that all of this is manageable. This isn't a problem. There's nothing to worry about here. Yeah, they don't want you to feel like this is an impossible situation, because I feel like, you know, they're really hoping that there's like this significant long-term potential. They feel like it's possible but they really feel like they have to convince you that all of these different obstacles are overcomable. Okay, so that's what they want. They want to convince you. That was the question we were asking. And what are their intentions? What are their intentions? They don't want you to feel any anxiety about it. They want you to be at peace, and they feel like maybe you're not at peace. They do recognize that you are a very emotionally sensitive person. You know, they want to lead you towards this direction of romantic life with them, but they feel like they just feel like they think that you probably think the whole thing is just a total disaster and it's just emotionally draining, and you're just like, I don't have anything else to give to this situation. They know that you're someone who's very strong in your convictions. And if you decided that this was too much and that you didn't want to give any more to them, they know that you would just ultimately choose what you thought was best for yourself, even if it meant not choosing them. So I feel like they want to show you that they can smooth things over as well. That they can kind of like take away some of these anxious or depressed feelings that the whole situation has brought up in you. Like, you know, they see you as such a strong person, and they want to show you that I can be strong for you as well. I can show you the strength. I can provide you with this healing energy that you need, because I know this has been really difficult for you. I know it's been like emotionally exhausting. It's been draining. It's caused you so many sleepless nights. They're aware of that. And they want to, yeah, they just want to smooth it over so that you'll give them a second chance. Because they feel like if you say no to them, or if you walk away from them a second time, then there's not going to be another chance. They know this is do or die, and maybe that's why their energy is so slow as well, because they're just really terrified of messing it up, and it's going to be like, this is the final strike, and there aren't going to be any more chances here, because they really feel like you would put your foot down with them very hard. You know, if you decided that, no, I'm not going to try this again, you would be very firm, and there would really be no going back here. So I feel like they kind of want to like convince you and sort of gently persuade you to like, you know, give it a chance. We don't have to rush too fast. We can take our time here. They do want to rush though. I mean, they want it to move fast because they want to, you know, but they also know if they try to rush you too fast, that's probably going to try to ruin it as well, because your energy is very rooted and grounded. Whatever you've created for yourself in your life right now without them, you know, like you're sort of like set in your ways, and it's going to be hard to convince you. They're going to try so hard to convince you to give them another chance. I feel like they might even beg or plead. They know also that they have to apologize for the length of time that's transpired. There's been a lot of time that's transpired. But they feel like this is, for them, there's no other option. Like you're their soulmate, you know, like they feel like you're their ultimate happiness. You're the person that they're meant to be with. They feel such a bond with you, even though, you know, there hasn't been success yet in like bringing it together. So they just want to kind of convince you or like make you see this vision that they have of how perfect this is, and that they know there's no reason to look anywhere else, and they want to show you that you don't need to look anywhere else. So what actions are they likely to take, if any? You know, we got sort of a feeling for that, but let's get more specific. They are going to try to stand out. They're going to try in some way to get your attention. Even if they're not reaching out to you, they're going to try in some way to get your attention so that you're more focused on them than you are any of these other options that you do have available and that you probably are considering. Well, how are they going to do that? This Knight of Swords keep coming up. Well, one of the things that they're going to do is they're going to try to hold back. I feel like they are a little bit frustrated with you. I mean, they know that it wouldn't be wise of them to express that frustration too strongly, because they know that that would definitely put you off. But they are frustrated. They are a little bit upset about certain things. So part of their plan of action is that they're going to try to hold that in. You might pick up on it a little bit anyway, because it's bristling. It's under, you know, it's just there under the surface. Their frustration with you is just under the surface. But yeah, they're going to try to hold that in as best they can. Because they really feel like any little thing could probably just set you off on a totally different path very easily. They do see your energy, though, in general, as very loving. They view you right now as just being kind of open to whatever life happens to bring. They see you as sort of like, you know, trusting the universe. You're not really fixated on, or at least this is how they see it. They see you as not being really fixated on any particular outcome in your life. You're just kind of like taking things as they come. So, yeah. I think if they're a spiritual person, if they believe in this type of thing, they might be hoping as well that you're sort of guided in their direction, because you are open to whatever life brings. They're like, well, maybe, you know, maybe they'll be guided to come towards me. And, you know, again, if I can be patient enough, they're just going to naturally come in my direction. at least to communicate. They don't necessarily think you're going to approach them for a relationship, but they feel like maybe it's possible that you would reach out just to communicate. They feel like you probably still have some things that are left unsaid that you want to express to them. And they might be thinking that at the very least, you might just reach out to say, hey, these are just some final things that I never got to say. Yeah, I just feel like this person is really just holding back. It's like they're afraid to jump through the hoop, jump through those flames. They're afraid to take a leap of faith with you. But they want it so badly. I feel like they want it more than they want anything. So why are they not? They just really feel like you would put up some major wall or block to them if they were the one who reached out. So I think going back to that waiting for the right timing thing, yeah, they're really just waiting to get some indication maybe that you're more receptive to them. And right now, they just are not getting that impression. They feel like you're just kind of happy with doing other things. Yeah, they're not really sure that you're ready for a reconciliation or that you want a reconciliation. But they do think maybe you would have some other things to reach out to them about that you would want to express. Why do they think that? Why do they think that you would reach out to express things if you're not interested? If you're not receptive to them? They feel like maybe you would reach out to them and just say, hey, this is what I'm doing with my life. Just thought you should know I'm doing really well in life. Things are going well for me. And that's it. Maybe they think that you would just try to show them a little bit of like success is the best revenge. So they're aware that you're doing really well in life, but they might think that you don't know that they're aware that you're doing so well in life. And because they think that you're not aware of it, they think that you might reach out to just kind of like put that in their face, like, just so you know, I'm going some places. You know, you didn't give me the love that I wanted. You didn't appreciate me. And it doesn't really matter in the end because I'm doing well anyway. Okay. So, what is the likely outcome of this situation? What's the likely outcome of this situation? Well, I feel like it's just going to continue to be blocked energy. Like the energy is going to continue to be blocked, and I think you're going to try your best to just have closure over this, because at some point you're just going to be like, I'm kind of tired of waiting. You know, I'm not going to be the one to reach out and communicate. And I just feel like you're just going to get totally over it at some point and really kind of maybe resentful towards them about the whole situation. I feel like you're just going to lose faith. Like to you, it's like, I feel like you've probably felt for a long time that your intuition was guiding you towards this person, or like guiding you back to this person. And you're going to come to the conclusion that my intuition must have been totally off here, because it just seems like it's just never going to happen. Yeah, I feel like you're just like, I really need to just find my peace with this situation and move on. I need to really, I think you're already exploring other options, but maybe you're not fully committed to totally exploring or going ahead with another option, but you are looking. But I think eventually, you're just going to feel like this is just obviously going nowhere, and I need to like just really open up more to the idea of just moving on and being with someone different. And I think you make that choice with a little bit of sorrow. It's definitely not an easy choice to make. And it wasn't in the past either. And this person does not realize how hard it was for you to choose to walk away from them in the past. And maybe they'll be oblivious this time as well. They'll just continue to sit there like this mountain in the distance, not moving, not doing anything. They're thinking that everything else is the obstacle. They're the obstacle. They're really the obstacle because they're not moving. They're not doing anything. And they just keep expecting you to come back to them. So what is the guidance? What do your angels and guides have to say? Because I think this is, a more difficult situation. So let's just see if they have some guidance for you about this connection. Is there anything that can be done? Is there anything that the viewer can do about this? They want you to just, in general, keep your heart open. If you don't like the energy that's being offered to you, which in this case, there's not anything being offered except for someone who is so scared of actually taking a chance that they're just not doing anything. So if you don't like that, they're just saying, keep your heart open to other situations where you could be more successful. Is there anything the viewer could do to make this situation that they're asking about more successful? Yes, they say you could have more unconditional love. You could also be more in tune with your intuition here that this person does truly love you. And you could choose not to look at other options and just say, well, this is my option. You could choose not to move on. It's like, it feels like there's a lot of sacrifices you would have to make. It would require so much strength for you to kind of put up with this person's hesitation. You might have to, be the one to reach out, I think, is what they're saying. Yeah. Overcome your own fears of reaching out. Like if you really want a significant life with this person, you might have to provide them with that opportunity to convince you. How would they do that? What would they say or do to provide that person an opportunity to reach out or to express themselves, to convince you? First of all, you have to let go of all of your fears, because you have significant fears and doubts about this as well. You have to believe in it. You have to believe that it's possible. What would the viewer do to kind of let this person come in and convince them. They're saying it isn't necessarily that you would have to reach out and be the first to initiate a conversation. It's more about just, you know, being in a happy energy and being more enlightened about it. Some of the things that you're concerned about are the very things that this person knows that you're concerned about, and they want you to understand that those aren't issues. But they're not going to come forward and tell you that until you feel more receptive to them, but you're not receiving these doubts. I feel like kind of it's like your guys are saying you have to believe in this more. Even though it's very hard because this person is not coming towards you, they're not expressing themselves. Would it be worth it in the end to wait around and try to, like, you know, just be more optimistic? Would it be worth it in the end? Even what would come of it? Would it be worth it? I mean, this is more of a no, because we have 2 out of the 3 cards reversed, the Tower reversed, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and then we have the Ten of Cups. There would be happiness. There would be happiness. But I feel like there would also be lots of maybe ups and downs here. Like, I feel like tempers would get triggered very easily because there's been so much resentment on both sides. Yeah, at some level you would be happy, but on another level it would be a very combustible type of a relationship because you both are very strongly opinionated. Neither of you is going to hold back either when you feel frustrated or upset with each other. So I feel like when you're happy, you're happy. But when the 2 of you are arguing, it's pretty bad. I mean, not like violent, but just like you're both very hateful with each other. You know, your words are very harsh. Tempers are definitely flaring when the 2 of you get upset with each other. So, yeah, this is going to be a very difficult relationship to bring together. You know, be in touch. I always like to give this guidance. Be in touch with your own intuition and your own logic, your own assessment of like the real life evidence, in addition to the reading, you know. And if the reading confirms a lot of what you're already certain of, then it's more likely to be that this is, you know, coming through as a message of confirmation, so that you do have that clarity of it's going to be extremely difficult to make this happen, and you might want to just cut your losses and move on. So that's it. That's the message, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments how you felt about this reading, how you felt that it resonated, or just which option you chose. And all right, well, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hello to everybody who chose the red heart. So again, of course, I'm using the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck for you guys. This, you know, it's an oldie but a goodie. It's definitely still always going to be one of my favorite tarot decks. This is the deck that I learned on initially, and I've just always loved it. It's very easy for me to read from. When I first started reading tarot, I got this tarot reading beginners package that had the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Not this one. I've gotten another copy since then. I don't even know what happened to my first one. That was so long ago. But it had the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and then it had the, what's his name? Crawley. I can't think of his first name, but he's like a Satanist. What is his name? Crowley. And I didn't like that deck. I didn't even know that much about him, but just I didn't like the energy of that deck. I think I threw it in the dumpster. I may have even buried it. I don't know. But anyway, so the first question that we're going to be asking is, what does your person feel for you currently? The person you're watching this for. They are very curious what's going on with you. I feel, you know, we had the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords always is trying to figure things out. They're trying to be like a little detective and figure it out. And I view this card as like looking towards this red heart. And I kind of see this as representing you. So they're trying to figure you out because they feel like you're really happy right now and they're not sure why you're so happy. I think they're wondering if you've gotten into a relationship with someone else and maybe that's why you seem so happy all of a sudden. Yeah, because they feel like your energy has shifted kind of very suddenly. And they are just very suspicious about that. They think you might be in a relationship with someone else. And they don't want you to be in a relationship with someone else. The idea of you being with someone else does not make them happy at all. It also, it really affects their confidence as well. Yeah, it kind of makes them feel like maybe they're not enough for you. You know, the fact that you're getting involved with someone else, or, you know, that's what they suspect, that's making you so happy all of a sudden. Yeah, it kind of is a blow to their self-esteem because they're like, well, maybe they think they're just too good for me. But I don't think that's what it is. I think that you just kind of didn't see them. You didn't see them taking leadership of this connection. You didn't see them taking the actions that you needed them to take. I feel like from your perspective, this person left you out in the cold for way too long. You may have also felt like their energy was very possessive of you, almost judgmental, like you may have felt under a microscope, that you were just always under a microscope with this person. They were always suspecting you of something, and I think it just got on your nerves after a while. Yeah, I just feel like this person's always looking at you, but it's in this sort of almost judgmental or accusatory way. And you're just like, I'm trying to be loving here, you know. They're staring at you, being all obsessive about what you might be doing. And you're like looking up at this angel, like you're just trying to like be connected more with the divine, with your spirituality. And probably that's what's making you happy. If you have suddenly become happier, it's probably just because genuinely you're just more spiritually connected than you had been. You know, and I think that you maybe sought that greater spiritual connection because you were so frustrated and heartbroken over their behavior. I feel like it really hurts your feelings to constantly have someone be so suspicious. And, you know, the Emperor reversed as well, if this is a man or just someone who's very masculine that you're asking about, the Emperor reversed is someone who's using their masculine energy in a very not nice way, like someone who's kind of like pushing people around. I don't necessarily mean physically pushing, but I just mean like energetically, just like, you know, making themselves be known in a way that's just very like forceful, you know, putting off some like really kind of mean vibes towards you. And yeah, I mean, I feel like you just felt that you were not being respected by this person and you were kind of over it. And I think you did walk away. I don't really think that you're in a relationship with someone else because we have 2 single woman cards. And if you're a man, you know, whatever, this is just how I read. But I feel like you currently are single. You haven't gotten involved with someone else, but you did have to kind of walk away from this person because of all of the energy that we just described. So what else do we need to know about this person's feelings towards the viewer of number 2? I feel like this person, part of their kind of rudeness, it almost maybe comes across as arrogance, or again, just like a very kind of machismo type of an attitude in a way. Maybe a bit controlling or just trying to tell you what you should do type of energy. Part of that is because of their own insecurity, that they feel like they don't have enough to offer you, probably specifically financially. Like this is someone who doesn't really feel confident with their finances, and they feel like you don't really need someone to provide for you financially, but they also feel like maybe you are really unimpressed with their level of financial achievement. And that hurts them as well, because, I mean, it hurts their pride, I guess I should say. I feel like they're trying to take the high road here. They're trying to like see it from a different perspective and not be so closed off to you. They are trying to work on it. I feel like at some level they do recognize that the way that they've been acting has not created a level of peace. Like they realize that their behavior has caused some level of discord or disharmony. They know that they've hurt your feelings. You know, and they don't want to have hurt your feelings because they do want happiness with you. But I also feel like at some level they are not sure if they're ready for that. They want it, but they're not really sure if they're ready for it. Yeah, this person is just very conflicted about what they want out of life right now, and you see it. You can tell it clearly. Like, you know, this is someone who is kind of in like a perpetual bachelor type energy, who doesn't really, they want to put down roots with someone, but at the same time they don't. So it's like they're not really getting anywhere in life because they're not really enjoying their bachelor life, or if this is a woman, whatever the equivalent of that would be. You know, so that, like, they want to keep like being able to see other people or talk to other people or whatever. But at the same time, they do want to like have something serious and settle down. But they want both of them at the same time. So they're just kind of going in circles because you can't have both of those things at the same time. Not successfully. And certainly not with you, because I feel like you're just like, well, you know, I love you. I care about you. I see the best in you, even though, you know, you don't know what you want here. But it's also just like, you're like, well, sayonara. You know, if you don't really know what you want, then, I mean, I'm not going to just stick around and continue to get my feelings hurt here. Yeah, they definitely are looking at other options. I feel like this is someone who is guided by their third leg, if you know what I mean. Or again, if this is a woman, just someone who is guided more by like their libido. But yeah, it's just the same energy. Like they want both. They want to settle down and they want to have this secure, committed life with someone, but they also want to keep playing the field. And you see it for what it is. I feel like you see it and accept it for what it is. I think it does hurt your feelings, but you're also just like, well, I mean, this is the reality. This is where this person is right now. They don't know what they want. Again, just going around in circles, and you're like, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in fulfillment and completion. I'm not interested in going around in circles with you because you don't know what you want. So anyway, that's what I'm getting about feelings. Let me reshuffle these. Let's ask, okay, so the next question that I always ask in this love connection reading is, what do they want with you? Now, we already have an indication here this person doesn't know what they want, but let's just ask the question anyway, because I mean, that happens a lot with this reading, but always there's something else that's uncovered. So what does the viewer of number 2, what does their love interest, what do they want with them? Why are they so confused? What do they want? What do they want with this person specifically? What do they want with the viewer of number 2 specifically? I think that in a way, they want to keep you wrapped around their pinky finger, and they, in an egotistical sort of a way, they want to keep you going in circles. They want to kind of keep you second guessing and not knowing which way you all are headed. I feel like this person might be like afraid of happiness. This might be someone who's kind of like chronically depressed, and they can never quite get to the level of happiness, and it's almost like they're scared of it. They want to continue to, have flirtation with you. They like that. They like your company. They like your energy. They're definitely very physically attracted to you. But they know that they're not going to settle down. They already know that they know that they're not ready for that yet. They know that they're going to keep going in circles. They know that they're never going to really be offering you something significant. But it's like they also have their, well, we saw this before, like they also have their suspicions that you're not ready to settle down. They see you as being still in a player energy as well. They also think that you are going around in circles, that you want commitment, but at the same time, you want to play the field, and maybe you are mirroring each other. I mean, you would know best. That's definitely what this person thinks is happening. They think that you two are exactly the same, that you both are just only have one foot in the water of commitment and the other foot in the water of still wanting to like date around or talk to other people or whatever. So that answers the question. What do they want? They want to continue to have this kind of flirtation with you because they think, well, we're both kind of wanting the same thing, or like not sure what we want. So we might as well just keep up what we've got going on. But I feel like they don't see it ever really becoming a relationship. They know too that they're kind of emotionally immature. And part of the reason why they're not sure if they want a commitment is because they don't think that they're ready for all of the responsibility that goes along with it. It's not even necessarily sexually motivated. It's not that they just want to go out and like sow their wild oats. It's more like they would rather have more of like a casual, not committed interaction with multiple people, because then they don't have to take on that level of responsibility that's required of a committed relationship. Specifically, the emotional responsibility. So they really feel like the most ideal situation is for each of you just to remain single and continue to have whatever this is that you're having right now, this flirtation or like friends with benefits or friends where it's obvious that there is a mutual attraction, but you're still just friends. And they also continue to want to like try to keep other people away from you though, because they get jealous. Like even though they're not really ready for like, you know, to make this, you know, exclusive, they still want you to be exclusive towards them in a way. They don't like the fact that there are other people trying to get to you. Nope, they do not like it at all. Sometimes you're really sweet to this person and they are just kind of like they give you like sort of a cold shoulder. And when they do that, it's because they're feeling jealous in that moment. So if you're ever wondered like, gosh, I thought we were just having like a nice conversation, or like the last time we talked, everything was cool, but now they're just like giving me the cold shoulder. What's that about? Because they're feeling jealousy in that very moment, and that's how they're able to cope with it, because they are kind of like emotionally immature. And it's in those moments of jealousy when they're giving you the cold shoulder that they're really most strongly considering having an actual relationship that's committed. Those are the moments when they're actually closest to being like, maybe I should try to make this exclusive, because then I won't have to feel this icky feeling that I feel when I get jealous, because it makes them afraid. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to lose you, but they're not ready for the responsibility of a real relationship either. Okay, so that was what they want. Next, we want to ask, what are their intentions towards you? What are their intentions towards you? I'm just going to, sometimes I feel like I always do this between readings anyway. This is just water with clary sage essential oil in it. And it just clears the energy just like if you burned sage. But it smells a lot better. And it lasts a lot longer. A bottle of clary sage essential oil lasts a long, like months and months, versus one of those little bundles of sage that you burn, which for me lasts like a week. So it's more of an economical choice as well. Just giving you a little tidbit of information about what works for me. Okay, so what are this person's intentions? What are their intentions towards the viewer of? They have romantic intentions. I mean, it's kind of what we were all already seeing. Like, they want to get closer to you emotionally because you've touched their heart. You really have. They feel like you're very special, but they want to keep getting to know you and getting emotionally closer to you and having a closer emotional bond without having to worry about, do I have to get into a relationship? Like, I feel like they just want to keep getting to know you without feeling that pressure. That's what they would most like. That would be their idea of success here. A lot of it too is like it really does bother them. Like, jealousy issues are a big factor for them. And I think, part of the reason too, like they want to like slow this down and just try to keep getting to know you without that pressure is because they know how much of an issue that is. And I think they just want to kind of see what happens as things progress. And like, I think they're trying to see if you will stop being interested in other people. Because I feel like the more time that they have to get to know you, the more they'll be able to figure out how serious you are. I feel like if they knew that you definitely wanted them above anybody else, they would be more willing to take on those responsibilities of a relationship. So part of the reason they are still in this going around in circles energy is just because they think you are going around in circles, and that really triggers a lot of jealousy and possessiveness issues with them. They do really care about you. This reading is really kind of turning around, but we have that Emperor reversed again. They really care about you, but the way that they show that they care about you sometimes, again, is that like controlling masculinity, telling you what to do, maybe bossing you around. At some level, they kind of feel like that maybe that would impress you. It also just kind of relieves some of the tension for them, like, you know, kind of letting out some of that dominant masculine energy towards you. Calms their anxieties. And I don't know why, but they feel like that would be impressive to you. Maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, maybe it is, you know, because I feel like you do see it for what it's worth. You do kind of see like they're acting a little bossy towards me, or they're being jealous. And you do see that part of why they act that way is because they are really attracted to you. And we have the Two of Cups and the Lovers. I mean, this is significant. This person does have significant feelings for you, and they want to explore that. So in terms of their intentions, they definitely want to explore their emotions for you more because they know that it's significant too. This is a very interesting reading so far. So what kind of actions, if any, would they take towards you? What kind of actions, if any, can you expect them to be taking? Well, I think you're going to be making your decisions about this connection based more on your intuitive feelings about things, and they're going to be basing it much more on their logical view of things. But their logical view of things is very pessimistic. Yeah, they right now they're kind of pessimistic about things because, again, they are seeing you being like someone who wants to be flirty or play around or, you know, date a lot of people, and that is really like a big problem for them. Like they're having a lot of trouble with that because they want to have happiness with you, but I feel like this person struggles with their self-confidence. They definitely feel like you're like a sex magnet or something. Like they just think everybody wants a piece of you sexually. I don't know why I whispered that, but yeah. And maybe they think you like that, and who knows, maybe you do. I mean, you know, it's your right to enjoy. If someone wants to flatter you or whatever, like it's totally your right to enjoy being flattered by someone's sexual interest in you, and you're not in a committed relationship. So if you want to do what you want to do, like there's no reason for you not to. But at the same time, this person does not like that. And you may not even be acting on this at all, but they know that there are other people who want you in that way. And it bothers them because they're like, I want so much more than that. I mean, they're definitely attracted to you in that way as well. But like, they know that their feelings are more than that. And they feel like these other people are not wanting more than that. So they're like, why are you interacting with these people? Anyway, it's this person is complicated. What else about their actions? What else about their actions? I mean, I don't think this person wants to hurt you. I don't think that they're ever going to like walk away from you, because they still want to figure out what's going to happen as well. And they don't want to get hurt. They don't want to lose you. So they definitely won't be walking away. If you're worried about them like getting bored and walking away, that is not going to happen. They're not going to do that, because they want to see where this goes. Yeah, they really do want to see where this goes, but they do need to move slowly because they have all of these issues. And the jealousy part of it is just like a huge part of it. Yeah, it's like a major shadow issue that they need to address. It's like, it's toxic, really. And it's interesting because that's the most of what's blocking them from having the very thing that they want, which is this closer bond. And yeah, I mean, they act like they don't know what they want, and they probably think that they don't know what they want, but deep down they do want to form a lasting bond with you. They don't want to lose you. That's very clear to me. But their shadow is really, I mean, their ego is just flaring right now. And being such a blockage to them, even admitting to themselves that they definitely want something significant, like a significant bond with you. Because they're scared of getting hurt. They're just so suspicious, so paranoid. Okay, so what's the likely outcome going forward? I keep feeling like I need to clear the energy, and I think it's because that person's jealousy is so sort of toxic. I don't think this is a bad person or anything, but that shadow aspect has really got a hold on them. Okay, so what is the likely outcome with this person going forward? What is the likely outcome? Four of Pentacles and Four of Wands. That's good. There's definitely a firm foundation here, even though it feels like y'all are going around in circles. There's actually a pretty solid foundation. So you're not going to lose out on your chance with this person. You know, like your opportunity with them is going to be here for a while. Yeah. Even if they are talking to other people or whatever, you know, like really, you're really the only person that they are not going to give up on. These other people are just like, you know, it's like whatever, you know, like, you know, maybe somebody fun to talk to, but they don't really want to pursue any of these other options in a serious way. You're the only one that they want that with. So no, they're not ever going to walk away from you. They're not going to get involved in a relationship with anybody else. Man, that Emperor reversed keeps coming up. But I mean, you know, this is the likely outcome. They are going to continue to still be like possessive and jealous. I mean, it's like such a major, this shadow aspect of them is so strong that, yeah, I mean, it's not going to disappear. That's going to continue to be there. It's going to continue to be an issue, and you know, their energy towards you because of that is going to be sort of demanding sometimes. You know, but also there are going to be moments when they're just so sweet. And I feel like they are trying to mature emotionally. You're definitely the more mature of the two of them. And also, like, you're more grounded, I feel like. This is not going to end, but I feel like there are going to be a lot of moments where you might be afraid that it's going to end because their attitude is so kind of bratty sometimes, or childish. I guess that kind of means the same thing. But they're really never going to give up here because they feel like you're like their wish fulfillment, like you're the culmination of what they've always been looking for emotionally, but have never been able to find, because they've been looking for love for a while, looking for love in all the wrong places, and they've probably gotten hurt quite a bit along the way. But they feel like you are so different from anyone they've ever encountered, and so they're never going to walk away from this. I feel like at some point you just might make it like perfectly clear to them that, like, listen, we need to figure out what's going on here, and like put a label on it or something. It's just like, you're like, listen, do you want me or do you not want me? Like, I just need to know. So I think you might at some point sort of like make it clear to them what you want and just put your cards out on the table and be like, you need to decide. Like, I want to be with you, but I need to know what you want. And if you don't want to be with me, fine. Like, you know, we can just be friends, or, you know, I'm happy being single, or I can, you know, pursue other things or whatever. But you have to tell me where this is going. I feel like you're going to put that ultimatum down at some point. And it's going to really make this person think. And I think that they're going to say yes. They're going to say, yes, I want this, what I want too. Wow. This really took a turn. This reading really turned around. Wow, this is really pretty. I like this reading. All right. So folks who chose reading number 2, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments how you felt about this reading. I really hope, I mean, there are some aspects of this person's character that are sort of questionable, but I really hope in general that, you know, it does turn around like this, because it feels like it's going to be so beautiful in the end. And with the 2 of Cups and the Lovers both coming up, this is like, I do feel like it's like true love. I mean, nothing is perfect, you know. Even true love has its obstacles, but I feel like this is very promising. So yes. So thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, welcome to everyone who chose reading number 3, which was this cute little pink heart. Let's see what's going on with you and your person. So I want to ask for my own spirit guides, angels, and highest self to be present in this reading to help me be the channel for the messages that will bring this viewer the most clarity about their love situation. I ask as well for the guides, spirit angels, and highest selves of the viewer and their love interest to be present here as well. Please allow any connections between myself, the viewer, and their love interest to be made in a way that is protective to all of our energy. And upon termination of this reading, I ask for any cords between us to be cut. But yes, help me to understand the messages coming through that will give this viewer the most clarity they can possibly have about their love interest. Okay, so how does this person feel about you? We have the Emperor. We have the 5 of Swords reversed. And we have the Chariot reversed. This person is very proud. Their pride matters to them a lot. They do not ever want to feel slighted in any way. And I think right now they're holding back their energy towards you because they, for some reason, are afraid of being slighted, or they're afraid of having some wool pulled over their eyes. Something like that. They definitely, I mean, they have romantic feelings for sure, but they feel like your energy is very cold towards them right now, and it makes them feel, yeah, like they're sort of in danger when it comes to you, that you might try to like do something to them. Oh, they might feel like you are playing them, like you are ruthless. They're afraid that you're ruthless. They feel like you might just be setting out to just hurt them just because you can. Why would they think that? This is someone who definitely has a lot of fears. We have the moon upright followed by the sun reversed. For one thing, when the moon and sun come up together, this could be someone who has parental, like issues with their own parents, or their parents' relationship did not give them a very good role model for what a relationship should be. And I think because of that, they also, their parents may have butt heads a lot. You know, like I feel like they're this elk here and their parents are these two in the background, like just butting heads. And that's sort of like the model that they witnessed for relationships was that when people love each other, they're constantly at odds with each other. And so they just feel like that's your energy. Like that's what they expect you to be towards them, is like just constantly, and you look pretty fierce here. This is how they're perceiving you. It may not be accurate, but your energy is coming off pretty fierce and cold and mean, maybe mean-spirited towards them. That might be part of why they're attracted, because again, this was the type of model of a relationship that they witnessed growing up, that's what love is. Love is a battleground in the worst kind of a way. So I feel like this person doesn't know how to be happy. They don't know how to have like just a happy, easy, harmonious relationship. I feel like they want that. I mean, they want to be able to have that with you, but they just feel like they don't have what it takes to have that with you. You're hearing my cat meow down here. Hi. What are you doing? She's very talkative right now. Yeah, this person feels very under attack. I mean, both of these cards. I pulled this one trying to clarify what this person was so worried about, so defensive. I mean, that's just who they are. I mean, that might be just part of their personality. They're a very defensive person. Like maybe they don't even know why they feel so defensive. They just do. I feel like they view your energy as very strong, maybe patient, like you are willing to kind of put up with a lot from them. I feel like, they know that you're very patient with them. Like, I think you see it for what it's worth. You're like, listen, I know why you are like this. I know what led to you being like this. It was, your childhood, and you haven't worked through those issues completely. So I feel like you're very understanding, and they love that about you. Like, yeah, they want to continue to be with you, or continue to like work towards being with you, because they feel like it's so beautiful your level of patience with them. Like it's a demonstration of your own strength. And how loving you are as well. Even though right now, for some reason, you're coming across as cold to them. I think you all may have recently had an argument or something, because we have the King of Wands reversed, the Page of Wands reversed, and the Queen of Wands reversed. Yeah, I think that you may have just recently had a big argument, and that's why. Yeah, because these Queen of Wands and King of Wands reversed, when they are mad at each other, they're not going to hold back. They're going to say it all. So I feel like you both really just let it all out. You know, about whatever, I don't know, but definitely some major blow up. So yeah, they're just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop right now. I feel like this person's really anxious, maybe about the possibility of losing you because of this argument. They might feel like either you're wanting to break up or that you have broken up and they don't like that. I feel like also this person might be sort of like drowning their sorrows a little bit at the moment. You might be doing that as well. I feel like they just want to escape right now and not even face their emotions. So they might, like I said, maybe they're just, you know, throwing back a few beers, trying to like not feel so anxious and worried. So that's how they're feeling. Next, let's ask, what do they want with you? Sorry, that was a bit loud. What does number 3's love interest want with them? They want to give it all they've got, even though they know that, you know, this is probably not the first major argument that you've had with each other. It's not the first, and it probably won't be the last, and they recognize that, but they definitely don't want to give up. They want to persevere here. Wow, they just feel like it's such a beautiful spiritual bond. Yeah, you all get into your temper sometimes at each other, but they don't want to give up. I think they recognize as well that they need to learn better relationship skills if they're ever going to get out of this pattern. They don't want the two of you to keep having this pattern of where you argue and fight and then make up. I mean, they're glad that you do eventually make up, but I think that they are concerned that at some point you may not make up if you keep having these big arguments. So I feel like they want to figure out better relationship skills. I feel like they want to be able to explain themselves to you better as well. Like, so maybe their communication skills they want to work on, because they definitely feel like you don't understand them. Like, they think sometimes you jump to conclusions and that makes you mad at them because you're not understanding what it is that they're trying to express. Again, I feel like this is something that is a byproduct of their childhood and the types of role models they had for relationships. They never really learned how to communicate themselves very well, but also, I mean, you don't understand them. You're not really understanding them. So it is on both sides. But they want to be able to give you a better relationship experience. I mean, they want the two of you to just have a very loving, harmonious relationship. So that I feel like they want to learn better communication skills, better relationship skills. So that's very honorable. Yeah, we have So we have 3-6 cards coming up, and I know that a lot of people get disturbed by the number 666. But, I mean, the number 6 in tarot is just about harmony. It's harmony, it's balance. The number 6 is the Lover's card in the major arcana. So they feel like there's some hurdles that need to be crossed. There's healing that needs to take place here to bring this back into greater balance. If you are not talking to each other right now because of this argument, then they want to return to you, but they also want to make sure that they're able to do so in a harmonious way. Like, they don't want to jump too soon and try to reconnect with you too soon and then just mess it up again if tempers are still kind of like ignited. You know, they know that they have to wait for the right timing. But if you are still talking, then it's just like they want to make sure that they can figure out how to have a more harmonious relationship with you. Again, we have the Sun reverse coming up. Yeah, this person regrets their behavior. They just want this whole situation to be happier than what it is, because they do really love you. I feel like, yes. And there it is. We have the Lover's card right as I'm saying that. So now we have 4 6s, if that makes you feel a little better. Yeah, they love you. I feel like emotionally right now they can't really deal with it. Like we said earlier, they might be sort of drowning their tears a little bit. But yeah, they feel so in love with you, and they definitely want to continue to be in a relationship with you. And they're still hopeful, but they definitely have some fears. Yeah. I mean, overall, they're hopeful. In a way, I'm getting that, like, what they fear the most is themselves. Because I know they have a lot to learn to be able to have a successful relationship, and they're fearing themselves that they won't be able to learn those relationship skills that they need to learn. So that's what they want. What are their intentions towards you? We already have some sense of that. They have very honorable intentions, I think. But tell us more. What are this person's intentions towards the viewer? I feel like if the two of you are not married yet, or if you're not in a committed relationship yet, they want to reconnect with you and bring back the harmony. But they feel like they definitely feel like the two of you are not ready to commit to each other in that way yet. Because, again, they feel like those relationship skills need to be in place first. They feel like that's really the key to making it work. I do think, if you're not married, I do feel like they want that. But they just want to make sure it's done in the right way so that this is a stable union. So I don't know, like, if you wanted to suggest some sort of like relationship counseling, I feel like this person would be open to that. Yeah, they're looking at the long-term picture with you, and they just don't want anything to interfere with that long-term potential. Yeah, if you are married or in a serious relationship, I mean, they want to continue to be serious with you. And if you're not, they want to marry you. They definitely don't want to be single again. They definitely don't want to lose you out of their life. Yeah, they're just, again, they're like afraid of themselves. We also get the Three of Cups reversed. I think this person might be afraid that they would cheat on you as well. I'm not saying that they have. I just feel like they're so scared of themselves. They're so scared of self-destructing when it comes to this relationship. And mostly it's because they feel like they can't figure out how to communicate, and they can't, they can't figure out how to communicate and avoid all of these arguments and blow-ups that keep happening. But for some reason they're really like afraid that they might do the unthinkable and like totally ruin this somehow. They don't want to do that. They don't have any interest in doing that. It's just like they're really scared of themselves. I think too they're afraid that they might get mad at you sometimes because, you both get mad at each other. That's obvious. That it seems like that's happened a lot. And they're afraid that there might come a time when they get so mad at you that they try to hurt you in the worst possible way, which they think would be cheating. Like, they don't want to cheat. I hope that this is making sense. They don't want to do that, but they're afraid that they might, out of a vindictiveness and an anger that they might have for you someday, that they might do that just to get back at you because they're so angry and they're not handling their anger very well. And also, it really frustrates them that you don't seem to understand them. They feel like that's part of what makes them mad, I think, too, when you all get into these. I mean, you get mad because you don't understand them. They get mad because you don't understand them. But, like, you're both putting the blame for that on the other person. You're like, it's your fault that I don't understand you. And they're like, why don't you understand me? That makes me mad. I do feel like there is a lot of love here, and there is hopefulness here. I don't think either of you wants this to end. You both want to keep the relationship. But there are a lot of like ego issues that have to be worked through. Like, both of you are going to have to grow and evolve and gain a higher perspective here and learn to understand the other person better. So anyway, that's what I'm getting for their intentions. What actions can you expect them to be taking towards you? This is just clary sage oil mixed with water. I use this to clear the space between readings, but then sometimes during readings I feel like I need a refresher. So what actions can you expect this person to be taking? They're going to still feel defensive for a while because there's that pride that we talked about at the beginning of the reading. Yeah, I feel like if the two of you are in separation, which I feel like it might be because you've recently had a big argument, they're going to take their time before they reach out to you again. And I keep getting this feeling of like they're drowning their sorrows. So drinking or whatever makes them feel better about life. I feel like they're going to go through this cycle. They're going to drink themselves sober or whatever it is that they do. And then they're going to feel better. They'll let off some steam. They'll let go of some of this anger and resentment that they have towards you. And then they'll feel like they're prepared to talk to you again. And when they do, it will be very loving. And it will be a fresh, bright new day with a new harmonious energy. Yep, we get another one of those 6 cards about harmony. When you hear from them again, it will be a happy conversation and things will be much more harmonious. Yeah, it'll be a happy conversation. I feel like the air will be cleared. People will be over it. Neither of you are going to be mad anymore. I think you're both going to realize, like, that was stupid. We were fighting over something that was so stupid. It's like, I love you. I love you too. I'm sorry. I was an asshole. I was totally an asshole. I want, I just want to move on from this. I don't want us to keep having this problem. I'm sorry. You deserve better than this. They might even bring up the issue from their childhood again. Like, I'm sorry that I do this, but, like, I just don't have good relationship skills. I feel like, they're self-aware, and they might even just, like, totally say that themselves. Like, this is why I'm like this. I feel like if you have any concern that they stepped out on you while you were on this break or while you weren't talking to each other, they're going to reassure you about that as well. No, I didn't do anything with anybody. I just, maybe they hung out with their buddies and had some drinks or whatever. But they're like, no, that's all it is. I let off some steam with my friends, just, drinking or whatever. But I didn't get involved, or I didn't do anything with anyone else romantically or anything like that. And, I feel like the two of you will start, building again towards the future. You both want this to last for sure. You both recognize that your relationship is almost like a lightning rod for this type of situation because it just keeps happening. You both are going to express to each other that you want to figure out how to move past this pattern. And you're both just going to express how much you love each other and that you both feel hopeful that everything will be okay and that it will work out. I feel like you are still going to feel a little bit guarded towards this person. I think that you might still kind of keep them in the doghouse for a little while. So, like, maybe you're like, okay, we're happy, we're good. We both want to move forward here, but there's not going to be any sexing for a while because I feel like you're like, I need to teach you a lesson that we just don't need to have that type of argument anymore. So I'm just not interested right now. You're going to have to wait until I feel ready for that again. And they're okay with that. I mean, it's not the ideal for them, but they would accept it, because they want to continue to be with you for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they feel like, they might feel like you are punishing them a little bit by withholding sex or something, but they also kind of understand where you're coming from. It definitely is a punishment. Like, if you choose to do that, yeah, you'll get your point across. But I would just say don't take it too far with that. I mean, because that could end up just turning it into another argument again, because I feel like this person does have like a strong sexual energy, and it's going to be hard for them, pun there, but yeah, it's going to be difficult for them to be denied that, because they're really going to want that with you when you all make up. they're going to want to have makeup sex for sure. So anyway, all right, so that was the actions towards you. I think that's the question we were asking. What is the likely outcome moving forward? I mean, I feel like we've already seen it. You're going to make up. But what else do we need to know? What's the likely outcome? You know, I feel like you're going to probably continue to still have relationship problems from time to time. I think you will resume sexual activities, though, even though you might still be holding a little bit of a grudge towards them. And this person will be very happy about that. Yeah. I think you'll be okay, but it's just, yeah, I mean, you're going to still have problems from time to time for sure, but there is like a very dedicated, committed energy here. I feel like both of you want to persevere. What's the guidance from Spirit here? Like, how can these two move out of this pattern and have a better situation? So they're saying sometimes part of the issue is that people are upset with each other, and instead of just saying so when they're still feeling calm, you all try to hold it back because you don't want to have an argument. But your guides are saying that's actually counterproductive. You should bring up the issues you have with each other when you're still feeling calm, instead of bottling it up, because that actually leads to a much more combustible situation. If you just opened up and said in a calm manner, like, hey, I'm kind of frustrated that, you know, whatever, like you said you were going to take the trash out and you didn't do that. Just address it in that moment. Again, like, you hold it back because you're afraid if I say, oh, you didn't take the trash out, that it's going to create an argument. Your guides are saying no, or if it does create an argument, it's going to be a much more manageable argument than if you hold it in, because holding it in leads to this sort of combustible situation. They're also saying, you know, like, so first of all, they're saying, we realize that you try really, really hard to understand this person. So this is not a judgment, and they don't want you to take it that way. But so they know that you try really hard to understand this person, but they also know you struggle to understand them. And they are just saying, their suggestion is try to look for the best instead of looking for the worst in this person. And then you'll be able to see them more clearly. Because, yeah, I mean, you know this person has emotional issues. They have these hang-ups, and it causes them sometimes to be irritable. And, yeah, that's not nice to deal with, and nobody should have to deal with that. But obviously you do love this person, and you do want to stay with them. So they're just saying, try to see the best in them, even when they're showing you this just little bit of the worst. Because I feel like what happens is there are these tiny little grievances that you all have with each other, and it just turns into something so much bigger than it needs to be. So if they get a little bit irritable or cranky because they have these emotional hang-ups, and that's what they witnessed so much growing up, try to understand that that's all that it is. Like, if you just hold back, you know, or you know, express yourself calmly. I mean, just try to see the best in them rather than jumping to the worst possible conclusion. This person really loves you, and they want you to understand that. They don't want to they're not wanting to cause you pain. I feel like they do have like really serious, I mean, they probably should be in therapy if they aren't. And I feel like also if you encouraged them, it might be a little bit slow to convince them, but I think because they do really want to get better relationship skills, I think that they would do that for you. You know, and it would really help because they really struggle. Their emotions are just like very tumultuous. All right, so that's what I have for you guys. I really hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you felt about this in the comments. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.